Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. In our previous analysis concerning Dr. Peter Mbae, we shared some concerns from Dr. Peter Mbae, and he was talking about Form 35A. Now, in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to focus on what Dr. Peter Mbae is calling a systematic failure within Iebc. According to Dr. Peter Mbae, he hopes that this case, because he's going to take the matter to court, this case will become a turning point in the country's electoral management.
But where IBC is involved, that's where the whole issue is. There's a team that is going to court. We are waiting for the CJI to gazette. You know, the electoral court, we are going to go, you know, that's the law, yeah? The CJI has to gazette. We want to lay bare whatever happened, so that now it becomes a lesson to all of us here. Thank God we have the time, because if that's what they are planning to do in 2027, it's one thing to have an open court government, but it's another thing to have IBC at the center of those kind of allegations.
The issue we saw, and we have done our investigations, the person who is in the register is Leonard Njeru, and the person who comes to vote nomination papers is another name. Please tell us from the word go why we are talking about processes. Is that people cannot complain that somebody has run away with the ballot box and you continue to count. They also went ahead to announce the winner. I am very worried about the process. We have asked our partners led by Eugene Wamalwa and the team who were in Malava to also go to court, because you can't vandalize, beat up a candidate, and literally harass someone. That violence must be condemned, must be accounted for. We want Mbae to be an example to tell Iebc how not to handle elections, and to see whether the kind of pronounces that are going to be done by the courts are going to help this country to tighten our systems. That is why we said, hold on, we go the legal way, because politics is not possible. Let's go to court to make sure that Iebc does their work. We have 5 to 10 questions that Iebc has to answer in a court of law, slowly. No pressure. The court allows us 28 days to submit a petition, so we are doing it slowly. So those are just part of the comments that came from Dr. Peter Mbae, a very senior person within DCP. So let's look at what Dr. Peter Mbae is bringing on board. He is focusing on the process. Now, let's look at what happened in 2017. Because in 2013, when Raila Amolo Odinga and his team submitted a petition in 2013, the presidential petition, they focused on the numbers. And then they failed in their petition. Now in 2017, Raila Amolo Odinga, the late, and his team changed tactic. Now they focused on the process. You could see Orengo there, and the team of legal minds arguing the numbers. That's when we heard about the issue of computer-generated leaders. Remember, vifaranga of a computer, that kind of narrative was brought on board by the NASA back then. Now, Dr. Peter Mbae is also taking that direction of focusing on the process. Was the process okay and in accordance with the law? That is the argument from Dr. Peter Mbae. Now, in 2017, Raila Amolo Odinga and his team won the petition because they focused on the process. You see? So I'm looking at the move by Dr. Peter Mbae and DCP now as a move over trying to, follow the same procedure of focusing on the process. Now, they say that there are 5 to 10 questions that Iebc must answer in a court of law. But of course, the law gives them around 28 days to submit a petition, but they have 5 to 10 questions which Iebc must answer. Now, there's the issue here of a ballot box. Someone running away with a ballot box, disappearing with a ballot box. So the question is, if this ballot box, someone ran away with it, why would you just go ahead and pronounce a winner? So that's a concern from Dr. Peter Mbae. Also, there's an issue here of violence. We saw what happened in Malava. It was aired by almost all the mainstream media, social media plugins. They all aired this. If you go to TikTok, you could see it, X, Facebook, YouTube, and the mainstream media. They all showcased what was happening in Malava, and we saw Seth Panyako go to a police station and make some pronouncements which were not okay, and there was a case of a gunshot on his vehicle. Now, those are some of the reasons why Peter Mbae is confident that if they argue their case well, then it might reach a time whereby the courts might be forced to nullify the issue of Malava, because for the case of Malava, there was too much violence. Now, for Mbae, there's a case of what he talks about, a ballot box. Someone ran away with a ballot box. According to him, that's what he says. So again, he believes that if he focuses on those points, then most likely the courts might term the process of Iebc fraud. So that's what Dr. Peter Mbae wants. I think, according to him, he knows very well that nullification will not happen because, again, the time frame. But he knows that what is going to happen is that maybe the courts might tighten some loose nuts here on the matters of the Iebc process. And that is what Dr. Peter Mbae maybe is aiming at. Maybe he's not aiming at a nullification because that cannot happen. Maybe it should happen if at all there are some mishaps in the process. It should happen, but it might not happen because of the time frame left. So if the time frame is 28 days and we are already in December, and most likely this issue will be addressed next year. So we hear this court hearing, mention, all that. Then it takes 6 months, 7 months. You know how long our judicial system operates. It can take longer, even 1 year. And then all of a sudden, the courts decide that we are nullifying the Malava by-election, we are nullifying the Mbae by-election. So they don't have a member of parliament. So it becomes just like what happened in Banisa, without a member of parliament for a very long time. Is the country ready for that? I don't think the country is ready for that. What is going to happen is that the courts might look at the process and deliver its own ruling on the process, which will end up bettering the process of Iebc and providing more warnings to the Iebc people and more penalties, so that if they are caught doing Iebc, then this is what can happen. So those are some of the things I suspect might happen in this court ruling that Dr. Peter Mbae is aiming at. So just go below in the comment section and you can tell us something about this issue of what the organizing secretary said. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.